Different by design. Studebaker is. Studebaker is. Studebaker is.
Hi everyone, Kyle here again, joining you from the current special exhibition on display here at the Studebaker National Museum. From the Speedway comes their stamina, Studebaker Racing, and record breakers. Now, many of you probably recognize this vehicle behind me here. This is a 1963 Avanti, but it's no ordinary Avanti. The number 9 car, which is on loan to the museum from the family of John Hora, set multiple speed records at the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah in 1963, piloted by none other than the fastest woman on wheels, Paula Murphy. Now, known for her infectious smile and dogged tenacity, Paula started racing in the 1950s when she was just 24 years old. And over the next decade, she set many records for women in both stock car and drag racing and became the first female to drive a jet engine vehicle on the Bonneville Salt Flats and the first to operate a fuel funny car with a license from the National Hot Rod Association. So how did the 28-year-old Paula Murphy come to drive for Studebaker at Bonneville? So Bill Dredge, automotive editor for the LA Times, did a story on Murphy, who had been racing cars for several years at that point. And the story drew the attention of Andy Granatelli, who you can see here with another driver, Barbara Nyland, at Bonneville. And Granatelli had been involved with engine development at Studebaker and then would later become the CEO of STP Oil Products, who I'm sure many of you know, STP. So Granatelli knew that Studebaker was struggling and thought promoting a woman driver would put more media attention on the ailing company. So he wanted Murphy to attempt a coast-to-coast and back transcontinental speed run in a Studebaker. And why not do that in a brand new Avanti? Murphy was joined by Bill Carroll, who was editor of another automotive journal at the time, and fellow driver Barbara Nyland, who I just mentioned, for the 9,000-mile four-way endurance run between Los Angeles and New York City and Mexico and Canada and back. So the record-breaking Avanti was later brought out to Bonneville as part of Studebaker's speed runs in 1963, as you can see in this photo here. Now, the number 9 Avanti behind me was one of several Studebaker sent out to Bonneville in 62 and 63 to capture speed and endurance records, and is the only car remaining from these campaigns in its original configuration, including a roll cage, extra instrumentation, and its original Bonneville wheels and tires. Now, in October of 63, Paula Murphy, seen here next to the number 9 car, set a women's record at Bonneville through the flying mile with an average two-way speed of 161.2 miles per hour. Now, this record, along with many others from this era, earned her the nickname, as I said earlier, the fastest woman on wheels. Andy Granatelli also scored a Class C closed car supercharged record speed of 170.81 miles per hour on the Salt at Bonneville with the number 9 car. Now, during this 1 week in October, the Studebaker team set 370 new speed records. So pretty busy week for them out there. Now, Paula became one of STP's elite drivers in the 1960s and would go on to break many more records in the sport, including her own land speed record when she raced Walt Arfin's jet car to 236.37 miles per hour in 1964. And in 1965, she returned to the Salt Flats to pilot Avenger, the STP jet car, to a blistering 243.33 miles per hour. She also drove a Petty stock car and Andy Granatelli Studebaker-powered Novi race car at Indy in '63, becoming the only woman to actually drive on the legendary oval track at a time when women weren't even allowed in the pits. A lot has changed, obviously, since then. She broke the 200-mile-per-hour barrier and continued to race NHRA funny cars through the end of 1972 when she switched to rocket dragsters. Now, beyond her racing feats, Murphy was also an engineering aide on the Saturn S-4B moon rocket project in the 1960s, which makes her one of the coolest people I think I've ever read about. So pretty neat. Paula died at the age of 95 in December of 2023, but if you want to learn more about her remarkable pioneering life and racing career, and there is a lot more to learn, please check out, there's an excellent documentary called Paula Murphy Undaunted, which you can access via a link in the description to this video, and check out the special exhibit here at the museum. From the Speedway comes their stamina. and this will be on display through April of 2025. So thanks again for joining me today, and we'll see you down the road.
Different by design. Studebaker is. Studebaker is. Studebaker is.